Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, the place where we talk all things records. So today I'm going to be doing a vinyl sort of buying tips video, because this is for really, this video is for anyone really, but especially if you're like a new collector, I understand how it can be, a bit scary, sort of going into the hobby. So I'll be using this just Chuck Berry album as like a demo for some of my examples, but these are a few things I've sort of picked up and learned over the course of me collecting, and I've got, I'd say, a fairly varied collection. So I think I've sort of got a bit of experience in a few areas. So, and if you see me looking sort of down here, I've just got my notes with my list. So do excuse me if I do that a lot. But first of all, we've got check that the disc actually matches the cover. So here, of course, we've got it on the contour label. So if we get this out, then when you're shopping or buying, just make sure that the label does actually match, the cover, because there's been countless times and stories where, they've bought the album home because they were in a rush, and then they found it was completely the wrong sort of album. So you may find an Everly Brothers album inside a Chuck Berry cover sort of thing. So it's that sort of thing, is check that it's the actual disc inside the cover. So that's like really the most important thing, because as long as you've got the right album stuff, then the other stuff will come afterwards, sort of thing. So second point is give it at least one look over for condition. So don't be afraid to take the disc out, have a look at it, make sure there's no scratches, and make sure it's like the price is reflective of sort of the condition, and with the cover. Check for any seam splits, especially and typically with 70s records, they seem to the construction is a bit not as good. So just check the spine, check for any ring wear. Hold up to the light. Of course, all older records will have a small element of ring wear generally, but just check it's not like too over the top. See, this one's still fairly glossy, but it's got a little bit there. So that's another thing. Is just I know sometimes you're in a bit of a rush, and if you find something valuable and they're asking like a little price, then if it's, say, it's like 50p and you found a top load of White Album just in a stack, then maybe you could rush a bit. But if it's a bit more, then maybe you can just take one quick look overall, just to make sure you aren't trying to hide anything or that sort of thing. So the third point, again leading on from that, is assess if you think it's worth the price to you, because something is only worth what you're willing to pay for it. So again, going back to the White Album example, if you've got a White Album that's only got the 2 discs, none of the black inners, and no pictures or poster, and they're asking 100 quid, you kind of know that you should probably leave it. So of course, like I just said, it's only worth what you yourself are willing to pay for it. So make sure that you have the cash to pay for it, and don't sort of feel forced to buy something. So I've been in situations where I've really wanted to buy something, and because I've gotten friendly with the seller, I don't feel obligated as such, but I feel bad. But don't let that happen to you. So only buy something if you're absolutely sure, because my first mono White Album I bought in a shop for £40, and really it was worth it, but I probably shouldn't have paid that much. I probably should have paid a bit less, but that's just a learning curve. So sometimes it's okay to make small mistakes, but it's good if you learn from them, from that example. And the fourth point point 4, that kind of leads from that, is don't be afraid to talk to the seller. Ask questions about, where did you get this from? Like, how's it been passed down? Do you know anything about this? Because firstly, it's just friendly, and secondly, it kind of can give you an idea of whether they're a proper collector or not, which isn't really important. But if if there's a couple of rare records in there, they're only asking a couple of pounds or whatever. I mean, I'm from England, so depending on where you're watching this from, if they're only asking a small amount for a record is rare, then you can pick it up and sort of grab it for a good price and maybe sell it on if that's what you want to do. But it really depends on your motive in buying. And the final point really is, point 5, is don't be like let down or afraid if you don't find anything decent on your trips out, because I've said many times in the comments when people have been replying and stuff, is that like one week when I go charity shop hunting, I came home with 7 albums, like really decent albums, and the next week I went and I found like completely nothing. So it really is dependent on luck and like when they put stock out, and depends on the shops you go to as well. And like car boots, because of course different people are going each week, so you'll get people who aren't collectors going each week, people who are proper, like, you know, long time dealers, like veteran dealers. So don't be discouraged at all if you go week after week and don't find anything amazing as such, because that next week you go, you may find, you know, all the first pressings of Zeppelin, or, you know, that sort of thing, for example. So keep persevering, because it's really important. Like I said, those 7 albums I found in that one trip, that took quite a few months worth of just visiting shops and keep going around different areas. So hopefully these tips have, you know, helped you out, and hopefully some of my experiences have sort of helped you gain a bit more confidence in your own buying. So thank you for watching, and I hope you save some more videos.